The disturbing, true story behind the Wendigo. For centuries, people claimed it wasn't a monster you hunted. It was something that used to be human. Among several Native American tribes, the Wendigo wasn't a story to scare children. It was a lesson about hunger, greed, and what happens when survival crosses a line. Rooted in the folklore of Algonquian peoples, the legend of the Wendigo always seems to surface during the harshest winters, in times of famine and deep, crushing isolation. It's not just a creature feature. It's a profound and chilling warning about the fragility of the human spirit when pushed to its absolute limit. So, what if the Wendigo isn't supernatural, but psychological? The descriptions handed down through generations are hauntingly consistent. It's often portrayed as a gaunt, emaciated figure, sometimes towering and skeletal, yet possessing unnatural strength. Its skin is cold to the touch, almost like ice, and it is cursed with an insatiable, endless hunger for human flesh. But the transformation, according to the lore, doesn't begin with a physical change. It starts in the mind. It starts with a selfish thought, a moment of extreme desperation, or a forbidden act committed in secret. This is what made the fear so potent. It spread through communities, not like a monster attack, but like a virus of the soul. The most terrifying part wasn't how it looked, but that anyone could become one. This reframes the entire concept of the monster. It isn't a beast hiding in the woods, waiting to pounce. It's a potential that exists within every person when faced with the ultimate choice between morality and survival. The forest isn't the threat. The desolation of the human heart is. Let's look at the accounts. Historically, reports of Wendigo encounters surged during periods of extreme hardship, particularly in the isolated, unforgiving winters of North America. Trapping parties and remote communities would be cut off for months, and as supplies dwindled, so did their trust in one another. Survivors would emerge from the wilderness with horrifying stories, not just of starvation, but of a fellow hunter or a family member who had turned. They would describe a sudden change in behavior, hoarding food, growing distant and paranoid, and eventually succumbing to an unholy craving. Now, let's bring this into a modern context. Psychologists and anthropologists have studied these accounts and identified phenomenon known as Wendigo psychosis. This is a recognized culture-bound syndrome where individuals develop an obsessive fear of becoming a cannibal, alongside a delusion that they are transforming into a Wendigo. They may feel their heart turning to ice and crave human flesh, even if they haven't acted on it. This gives a chilling layer of reality to the old stories. Compare this to what we see in pop culture today. Movies made it larger, with giant antlers and monstrous features. The original stories made it closer, more human, and therefore far more disturbing. The real horror isn't a giant monster. It's looking at your neighbor and wondering if the hunger has taken them. One of the most well-documented and unsettling cases comes from the late 19th century, involving a Cree hunter named Swift Runner. He was a respected man, a guide known for his skills and his family. In the winter of 1878, he and his family were trapped by the brutal cold, miles from any post or settlement. When he finally emerged alone in the spring. But his story didn't add up. He was too well fed. Authorities investigated and found the horrifying truth at his camp. The remains of his wife and 5 children were discovered, and it was clear they hadn't simply starved. Swift Runner had given in to the ultimate taboo. During his trial, those who knew him struggled to reconcile the man they once respected with the acts he had committed. They didn't describe him as evil. They said he was empty. He was executed. But the story of his transformation into a real-life Wendigo became a cautionary tale that echoed for generations. So, the Wendigo survives not because of campfire stories or Hollywood movies. It survives because it represents something real and eternal. The profound fear of starvation, the terrifying possibility of moral collapse, and the ultimate loss of our own humanity. The Wendigo isn't a myth about a creature that lives in the forest. It lives in desperation. What do you think? Was the Wendigo a legend to explain the horrors of survival, or a warning based on something terrifyingly real? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. If this unsettled you, you might want to watch my video on the Skinwalker, another myth that may not be fiction at all. Thanks for watching.